Within it's a sea of variety. Austrian, Ivorian and Nigerian men present for cameras up attractive in us female to accede. Neighboring, 2 France female draped in the conventional Ghanaian Kent fabric dancing to a mix of reggae and Afro beats. Ana Lucia Arajo, prof of story at Howard College, says which event in Africa now correlates nearly equally in the Harlem expertise. We are conclusion now how the diasporas wants to expertise their civilization and sense recognized in a location wherever racist is not so ingrained as in lot components of the Western, she says of Ghana's circulation. Cynthia Oforidwamfo, a 35-year-old Ghanaian individual who serving as the chief of sale for an insurance coverage business, agrees. We are received to a spot wherever the duality among Africans and the diasporas is slow attenuation off, she says. We are all start to see how we are all African. Which is event there is a festivity of civilization and it has helping me to see how creature African is so cold. The is not the at first period how African Americans and the diasporas include heated the urge to go household to Africa. Arajo says how soon following the U.S. abolishment of bondage in the 19th age, powerful leaders such as Mark Garvey pleaded in African Americans to back to Africa, several stay for nice, inclusive the pot Africanist intelligent. Dubois. In Accra, human beings of all walks of lifetime arriving in the thousands in the recent few days of 2019. Amongst them was the mom of megastar Beyoncé, Uz Lawson, who was visit Ghana for the at first period. Felix Darko, 26, a Deutsche Ghanaian machine engineering who excited to Ghana while he was 8, says the year of back is considerable. It was the year how Ghana jumped in the world and diaspora's mind, he says. The location is extremely wealthy in civilization and is as well one of the more than culturally pertinent places to trip for the diasporas as largest slaves how were undertaken of the mainland were made so of our shores. The year of back noted 400 year with the at first arrive of African slaves step on us ground. To several hours western of the equity, in the Cloak Shore, comic Steve Harvey, actors Boris Kodjoe, Danny Glover and musicians T.I. and Ludacris all attended the Elmina Palace, a lifetime-changing travel for largest, who go to round the main hub how serviced as the definitive purpose in Africa for millions of slaves up creature sent across the sea. Asante Burko, proprietor of 2 restaurants, M&PM and Fat Minnow, at Accra's Quality Society, the Villaggio, outlined how his business community include been impacted in one buzzword, extraordinary. Turnover almost tripled, he told, addition how consumer demand was so top how he was constrained to rotate human beings off. But the cause over the was more than essential rather than the industry income, he insists. To be a portion of the motion has learned me the force in numbers. This diasporas can normalize the and do the allocation related to e-visa or cloak codfish. The nation's travel credibility agrees. The is a really essential period for the nation, CEO Agyemang says. Human beings are now start to do the Hajj, their fair love Jerusalem or Mecca, and we are there to greet them if they solve to back. Ghanaian American Kojo Teriupan, the proprietor of a Ghanaian way of life janitor facility, doesn't requirement any future compelling to back. I confidence how other will exceed me in assenting how it is not ague, impoverished infrastructure facilities, etc. how you requirement to be worried on. It is the Ghana beetle, that one day bitten, makes you conduct her expensive in your cardiac.